Guatemala is a country situated in Central America and is famous for coffee, Mayan ruins, epic lakes, active volcanoes, and being the birthplace of chocolate. On a worldwide list of countries with the most McDonald's outlets, Guatemala ranks 40th. This is my experience of trying McDonald's in Guatemala. Welcome to trying McDonald's in Central America, in Guatemala. First time in Central America, and I thought, what a way to kick the trip off by a trip to the Golden Arches. First thing I was doing is I like to explore the burgers because that's the main event for me. And there was the classics, there was the Big Macs, there was the double Big Macs, there was your standard chicken burger. So then I kind of was drawn to the gourmet menu. I thought that would be a little bit different, and there was one that stood out. There was a chicken one. And what I liked about this was that it does give you a choice. You can go for the greasy fried chicken option, or you can try arguably the more healthy option and go for just the pure grilled chicken without the batter on it. Let's go for the grilled chicken option, the slightly more healthy option, which hopefully offset all the mayonnaise and cheese in there. And let's give it a go. Obviously it's gourmet product, so it comes at a gourmet price, a bit more expensive than your standard burgers, but first time in Guatemala, so why not treat yourself? Premier packaging that you're accustomed to seeing for the gourmet range, so it's the black with the kind of the gold lettering, so that sort of signifies premium, it signifies top end. So let's see if the burger's top end. Lift it up, first thing you see is obviously a lovely brioche bun. Slight confession, it was damaged slightly in transit. I don't think it was like this when I actually ordered it, but lift the lid up, big lettuce leaves. So if you're one of these people, you think on holidays it's difficult to get your fruit and veg in, McDonald's have got you back, because that is a very generous slice of lettuce in there. And you look underneath there, it's kind of layer by layer. You know how when you're a kid you do pass the parcel and it keeps going round and round, you keep unveiling a different layer and you get thinking, when's the main event, and then eventually it gets you. It's a little bit like this. So you have the brioche bun, that's the top layer, then you get that very generous slice of lettuce with a little bit of red onion as well and mayonnaise. Then you get a very hearty slice of tomato. You then go beneath the slice of tomato, and then you finally see, glistening in all its glory, that slice of grilled chicken, which is smothered in, I'm not entirely sure if it's mayonnaise or a cheese sauce or maybe a unique concoction there, and it's a decent slab of chicken in there. And then obviously you get the other slice of the brioche bun at the bottom, so I think the next thing to do is to dive in. Deep feel, which is what you want to see. Proper mouthful there, difficult to get your jaw around. Let's give it a go. That's interesting. That's a little bit different to a chicken burger I've had before. I think the bits that are standing out is the sauce and kind of the seasoning on the chicken. You know, a lot of people think, well, chicken breast, when you've had one chicken breast, you've had them all. But this one, it's been seasoned in a different way. It's a little bit salty. I don't know what other seasonings they've used on it. I wouldn't say it's spicy, but it has a slightly different dimension to what you're used to, a little bit different. The sauce, it's kind of almost halfway between a mayonnaise and a cheese sauce. You do get a hint of cheese, but it's not a particularly strong cheese. It's quite a mild cheese there. I think there's a nice little kick of black pepper in there as well, so that works pretty well. And then you've got the lightness of the tomato and the lettuce in there as well, the crunch of the red onion as well. So that's a decent gourmet burger, that. One of the interesting things I find is the how far the drinks menu extends. Some places they just stick to the basics. You get your Coca-Colas, your milkshakes, maybe a coffee or a tea. But what some places do is they really sort of branch out into sort of various different types of smoothies and other varied types of concoctions. And here we do have different types of smoothies available, your teas, your coffees. Obviously Guatemala is so famous for its coffee and its tea. But it's also a drink called Jamaica. Now some of you will probably be aware that Jamaica is actually a country, but I'm not aware there's a drink called Jamaica, so I was quite intrigued by that. Why have they named this concoction after their Caribbean friends? I don't actually know what's in it. It's got kind of a red/purple sheen to it, which could suggest maybe black currants or blackberries in there. Let's give it a go. Quite refreshing, quite refreshing. I was trying to pinpoint that. I probably would guess, yeah, somewhere in that range of blackberry, blackcurrant, fruits of the forest. If you want a reference point, I'll probably say Vimto. It does taste a bit like Vimto. I don't know how similar the ingredients are to Vimto, but it certainly does bring back memories of that. So if you're a kid growing up in the UK, Vimto is a bit of a classic drink that you will be very familiar with. And this is, you know, I've had it for years and years, so it's bringing back some fond memories, this. So of course, you can't have a meal, just have a burger and a drink. You have to have the side, which is the holy trinity, if you like, of the meal, the three elements. The obvious option is to go for the fries, of course it is. And a standard feature these days, you can substitute that for a salad or something along those lines. There's another option that they offer here, which is to go for these pumped up patatas. They look like potato wedges to me. There is a supplement for these, free queso, which is roughly about 30 pence. Generous sized portion. I was quite impressed by how big the medium is, because in some countries the medium can be quite frugal. I guess because they want to incentivise you to go for the large or the very large option. But here it's a generous helping, so I'm pretty glad I didn't go for the grand, the big option. Yeah, as suspected, they are potato wedges, but very, very pleasant potato wedges. Are they sort of unique to other types of potato wedges? I say no, they're pretty standard. So I think the basic equation that you've got is how much do you enjoy potato wedges compared to how much do you enjoy the classic fries? And I think one of the criticisms sometimes of McDonald's fries is they can be maybe a little bit on the soggy side, but these are very crispy on the outside, well seasoned, nice, light and fluffy on the inside, and I think they work really well with the chicken main dish, so I'm pretty pleased with these. I like to finish a meal with a dessert, and there was loads of options there. There was the whole suite of your McFlurries, all your obvious sort of sweet options. There was a section called pies, and I'm glad to say it didn't just contain the classic apple pie, which obviously is a classic. It includes two other variants on it. So you've got the pineapple pie. Pineapple's a very, very common and popular fruit here. You also got a cheese one. So that begs the question, is it going to be like a savoury cheese, or is it going to be a dessert cheese, maybe like mascarpone or ricotta based? Let's find out. Or maybe we won't find out, because I did order one of the pineapple ones and one of the cheese ones, and there was a little bit of mix up at the counter. I originally only got one pie, and if you look at the description on there, there should be a tick in one of those boxes, but there's no tick in any of the boxes, so it isn't specified whether it's queso, which is cheese, pino, which is pineapple, or otro, which is other. So it could be potluck. I did identify the issue. I was a pie short. We rectified it, but the second pie I got given also is unmarked. So what have we got? Have we got what we want? One apple pie and one cheese pie? Or have we got maybe two apple pies? Or have we got two cheese pies? We're about to find out. So we got standard packaging. Obviously the colour's a bit different. This one's very beige looking. Dimensions look pretty similar. Nice sheen to it. Coarse layer on the outside there. So certainly the coating looks like it's a replica of the apple pie recipe, but let's see what the filling's like. Estabina. I believe this to be the pineapple one. At first I was thinking, could this be apple? Manzana. But it's a bit sweeter. You know, apple is sometimes a sort of a balance between sweetness and sort of slightly tart, however you want to pronounce it. But pineapple is just pure on sweetness, and after the second bite I'm pretty confident this is the pineapple one, but very, very nice. Is it something that's going to blow your mind? Not really, but it is still nice. If you do get an opportunity to try it, probably worth a try. So yeah, happy with that. I'm just hoping the other one is the cheese one. The moment of truth, the second pie, also in the identical sort of beige packaging, also unmarked. Have we struck gold? Have we got another pineapple pie, or have they given us an apple pie? We're about to find out. We have got a second pineapple pie. So I thought this might happen. Because, like I said, originally they only gave me one pie. They identified the issue, and then your sister ran off and grabbed another pie which also wasn't marked. So it is what it is. Like I said, the pineapple pie was pleasant, just a small notch behind the classic apple pie, but it would have been nice to try the cheese pie. But unfortunately we tried. We thought we purchased it, we thought that was a success, but what we got was another pineapple pie. But on balance, the chicken dish was a success. The potato wedges were kind of run of the mill, but I like potato wedges, so that's still a plus point. And then Jamaican drink, that was sort of a taste of Vimto, or a bit familiar to Ribena. Lovely hit of black currant, very refreshing. So on balance, I think it has been a success. So pretty pleased with what Guatemala has done with the McDonald's menu.